Welcome to Pura Gumang, our third temple of the day.
Because in Hinduism, it's how we believe in God. We believe God is the Trinity. It's Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, so the creator, protector, and destroyer. So each of the three is representing the Trinity. And then this temple, it originally stand as the enemy site. So it's also from 8th or 9th centuries. But before we enter the temples later on, which is inside, yes, again, these shrines is probably built before 12th centuries. But the original temple, later on, it would be beneath of us. So later there would be some rocks or stones. We might expected you to not step on it or touch it because it's the original part of the temple. And also what the other things about this temple, usually in front of the gate, you'll see two figures with scary face. It's a security. That's in most temple you would see. But here we only have two rocks because again, it's representing the enemies. So enemies in Bali or Tirtha, it's the temple itself. It's more like an altar. It's like a pyramid shape. It's more like Mayan temples. But then the symbols itself is only rocks and trees. Rocks is usually place where we sacrifice the animal. So that's for the enemies. And then of course, because the religion's unified, so now most of the temples looks the same. And then the name of the temple now, anyway, it's called Pura Gumang. So Pura again is mean temple. Gumang is from the word Paiguman. Paiguman is mean agreeing. So they agree is here was the place for the priests to have the discussions to unify the religion. So before the meetings, they had discussion here. They had to prepare the plan of how to, gather these people who actually hate each other. That's why this temple has 4 gates. So usually temple only have 2. The main gates and the back gates. But we also have 2 on each side. Also as a symbolize we are welcoming, or the priest welcoming everyone who had an opinion before we finally unify the religions. So without further ado, if you are ready, please. So here we are right now by the temple. So as you can see, this shrine is look new. Well, we renovated in 2018. So back to 2017, we've had eruptions at Mount Agung. It was not too bad, but the earthquake it's quite affected the temple. So some of the shrine were collapsed, and then we have to rebuild it again. So 2018. But the original part of the temple, maybe one of it I could show you here. This one is almost a perfect square. So there's something beneath of us. Similar to the first temple, the people from the museums wanted to discover about it, but from the meeting our community decided to keep it that way and we don't want to ruin it. So then we agreed to take care of the temple with its built above the original one, and we let rest of the ruin just buried like this. So if you can see over there, the one with the yellow and white grass, actually it's a top-up door. So it's a shape like T. So on the side, it's a possibly place for the pillar. So it should be a gate, this one. And then the rest, maybe this one, the shrine we talked about before we go any more further. So there are 4 figures of a priest. This one is a special shrine, only built alongside of the river of Pakerisan, the everlasting sacred holy water. So they need to turn the mountain, Mandala we call it. So the story is about the dragon who tied the turtle and help to turn around the mountain to get the holy water. But if we take it from the archaeological perspective, the 2 dragons is actually representing 2 countries that influence our island. So the turtle itself, we call Banawang Nala. We believe the islands of Bali is on his shoulder. And then the 2 dragons tied him off is to lead the way and to keep the balance. So Anta Boga is the dragon in the mountain. So we believe the sacred spirits in the mountain, but this is might representing the Indian travel through land from Istanbul, Southeast Asia to Indonesia. But then the other dragon is Basukian. Basuki is actually the dragon in the oceans. It's representing the Chinese. They travel by ships for the silk. So silks, herb and spices. That's the idea why our countries got explored by Indian and Chinese. When we have celebration, we don't do it in the rocks anymore, but we do. That's only during the ceremony. So this is the turtle. Maybe not look like a turtle, but again, it's a Balinese perspective. And this is the true dragons. Besides, sometimes you see dragons on the steps. Well, dragon is a mythical creature. We Balinese also believe dragon is like a bridge to connect you to the other dimensions of the world. Now, what's also interesting in this temple, we have Balinese calendar that based on lunar and solar. So later, if you would like to take a look, on that side we'll have the solar system calendar. This is the lunar. From the lunar calendars, we have 12 full moons. This is 130 horoscopes. So 30 times 7 is 210. So this is one period. So 420, it is 1 year for Balinese. Our New Year celebrated around March. And then the other thing is, maybe we can have a look, start from this side, please.
Wow.
And from here, I think we can see it better. So this is what we call it Punden Barundag. Punden Barundag is the altar of the animist. You can see it's a 3-step structures with what we call it murdo on top. Murdo is more mean like crown. Same like that one. Each shrine has the crown. Even the black hair from the palm is representing the head, and the wood structures of the pillar is the body, and this is the legs. This is the basic inspirations for building shrines or even a layout, always by the head, body, and legs. So yes, this is the animist symbol or altar. This one is a stupa of Buddha, but of course the top of them might be broken because of the ages. And if we back to 9th century, now this is the Hindu symbol, so we call it Linga or Linga-Yoni. From 9th centuries, this is used to be the biggest Linga in Southeast Asia. From 9th centuries, but of course now people build Linga to be bigger. So this is the Siwaism or Hinduism. This is the Buddhism, and that's the animist. So you could see the 3 symbols placed in the same temple floor, which is representing if it's equal. Just different, there's no higher or lower. So from the 3 religions, we unified, become one based on our beliefs. We call it Tri Hita Karana. Tri is mean 3. Hita is happy, Karana is reasons. The 3 reasons to be happy is how you connected with the God, how you connect each other as a humankind, and how you connect with the nature. Making the offering shows you're grateful, makes you more happy because you can see the bright side as being grateful. Love and respect is more like, we call it Tatuam Asi. I am you and you are me. So how you treat yourself, that's how you're trying to treat others. And then to the nature, well, beside of taking care of the nature, we work in the field. This is part of dedications too. So we believe by having the 3 connections of this, it will create harmony to our life. And also we learn to be a giver first before we become receiver. So we have to give first. So these symbols or this philosophy, it's symbolized by swastika. I wonder if you ever seen. So swastika is coming from cross symbols, actually similar to Christians. In the center is the human, and then lined, the vertical up is us and the God. The horizontal is the humankind. Down is to the nature. It goes right, it is mean giving. It goes left, or us is mean receive. So either if you give or if you want to receive, you're trying to do it in a good way. So that's about our beliefs in Bali. And then in front of the stupa, this is the statue of Nandi. So yes, Nandi is the sacred animal or cow, known as the vehicle of Lord Shiva. In India, people don't eat beef, of course, because Nandi. So it's dedicated for Nandi or cows. But then in Bali, it's different because we respect the animals. Some people are eating beef. Banana. Talking about banana, we Balinese have sayings. We love somebody, love them like the banana tree. Because banana only grow the fruit once and they die.
Now it's time to attend a short lecture at the private house of Bapak Inong Ismail, the curator of the Sukarno Museum and the leading expert on the recently World Heritage listed Pakerisan River area.
And today we have it for our meal. So the young one is lepreless. More vanilla plants we have. So in Indonesia, vanilla and cocoa, they're originally from Madagascar, but the difference that we don't have the large bees that can do the pollinize. So for vanilla, we have to do hand pollinize ourselves. But for cacao, well, we have the male mosquitoes do the pollinize. So this is the cocoa. And then Bali are getting excited with it because back then we only producing coffee. We don't have chocolate factories. Until now we have two, finally. So there's two big chocolate factories in Bali. Is get the excitement of the local farmers to grow their own cocoa again. So the yellow one is about ripe. We pick them. We can eat the fruits actually, but the beans is the most important.
Yesterday that we had.
Oh, you did? Yes.
Yeah.
I already picked yesterday.
Tried already, and this one is a Suriname sour cherry, but you eat only the red one because even when they ripe or red, they're still sour and peppery, but a lot of vitamin C.
Wow.
So as they name Suriname sour cherries, really mean.
Before lunch, we enjoyed listening to Bapak and Nong Ismail share his work documenting Balinese culture since 1979, and listened to him explain efforts made to preserve the temples and monuments for future generations.